Okay, so I'm assuming that there are some things that you know. For example, the 12-bar blues in the key of A, how to get through it. And then as well as the A minor pentatonic and the A blues scale. If you don't know what those are, you can still play along and have a lot of fun with this lesson. They will definitely benefit because we're building that knowledge on top of that. So I'll link all those lessons that I think you should know in the description. Again, though, you can have a lot of fun with this without reviewing that. And you probably know it even if you aren't cognitively aware that you know it. Okay, so the first note that we're going to add is the major third. Do, 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 do. That note. And if we make an A7, 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, 5, and we lift everything up but our middle finger, we can see this middle finger's on the 6th fret. Now, if we do the A blues scale, it's 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, well, the blues scale. 5, 8, 5, 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. It doesn't have that note. That note you can only use over the A7 or the E7. Over the A7, it's the major third. It's the difference between an A7 and an A minor 7. Okay? Also, when you play it over the E, it turns the E into an E6, or adds the 6 to it. Those are a lot of fancy words just so you kind of know what's going on. But you don't need to know those to use them. You just know that this note here, you can play over the A7 and over the E7, but not your D7. So let's take a look at a lick. So this is going to be a basic lick. And again, imagine you're playing this over the A7. 7th fret of the D string. That's your root note. Octave right here. That's your root note. Then you're going to come up and you're going to hammer 5 to 6 on the G string. Do, do, do. Back to the 7th fret of the D string. Do, do, do. After that, we're going to drop down to the 5th fret. We're going to bend that thing until it sounds like this note. Those half step bends are the easiest. So the idea is that you bend the 5th fret so it sounds like the 6th fret. So far you have oops. After you do that bend, you're going to resolve back to the 7th fret of the D string, down to 5, and then back to 7. So put it together nice and slow, and you get basically. So that's a basic little lick, but it's very colorful. And again, that major third really adds a whole blues dimension that you're not getting if you stick to just the scale. If we play that nice and slow, we get adding some vibrato to that last note. So now that we have the major third, the next note we're going to add is the 6th. And you can think of the 6th as the relative minor. One way to find it is if you have your root, it is 1, 2, 3 notes below the root. So in the key of A, it is an F sharp. In our minor pentatonic shape 1, it's right there. 7th fret of the B string. And if you think about your shape 1, do, 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 in A minor, or A blues being 5, 8, 5, 8, you're going to go 5, 7, 8, 5, 8. So let's put this bad boy in a lick too. We're going to go 7, 5 hammer 6, 7, onto the B string, 5, 7, 8, up to the 5th fret of the E, down to the B, 8, 7, 5. Then we're going to go down to the G string, and we're going to go 7, 5, hammer 6, back to 7, roll over to 7, the root note on the D string. So with this one, you're going to get very cool, very colorful. All of these tones have these colors, have these feels, and kind of a good way to think about them is to associate them with bands. The 6th interval is very popular with bands like Creedence, and kind of that swamp rock in general. John Mayer makes a lot of use out of it as well, and so do these soul guys like Steve Cropper, Otis Redding, etc. So that is how to get the 6th involved. Very cool. Let's play one more lick with it. We're at the top of the shape here. We're going to go. Five. If we play that bad boy, we get a little different feel, but again, just highlighting that 6th note, and it sounds great over the A7. Okay, we're going to take a look at one more color tone, and this one is the 9th. Do 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 do. The quintessential funk tone, and it's just one note above the root. So it's in A, it'd be a B note. We see a B note here and here because they're both E strings, so it's the 7th fret of each one. We also see one right a half step below the root, or the major root, okay? So that is the 9th. Let's see if we can put it into play. Cool, we put that lick together, we get 7, 4, 5 hammer 6, up to 5th fret on the B. Just do that so far. Do, 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 do. Then back to the G string, 5 hammer 6, and then back to 7 on the D. So far we get. Okay, and then while that's ringing, we're going to go 7, 5 hammer 6, 7, 4, 7. So after that, we're going to go the whole thing. Love that lick. Very colorful. Great use of the 9. And you can even add that 9 as a dominant 9 funk chord. And it will really bring the funk flavor out of the